So why did you gather us here today, Eli?
Well, the reason I gathered you all here today was because I, Eli Roth, have come up with an idea for the world's greatest horror movie.
Well, awesome. Is it gonna have gore?
Yes, it'll have gore.
Is it gonna have boobs?
Yes, it'll have titties.
Is it gonna have teen to late 20s people getting killed?
Yes, it'll have teens to college-age people dying. And it'll have my signature brand of ironic and dark humor.
Well, awesome. I think that's pretty much all we want.
Alright, I'll get back to you guys and see if you like what I did.
Okay, you do that.
Many months later.
So, yeah, that's not what we wanted. You basically made your movie Cabin Fever from 2002.
Well, I know it looks like Cabin Fever, and it sounds like Cabin Fever, and it has a lot of the same plot points as Cabin Fever, but if you notice, this movie is much more boring than the original Cabin Fever.
Yeah, we noticed, and apparently so did everyone else.
What do you mean?
The film currently has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Apparently you can't just slap Eli Roth Presents on any old shit sandwich and expect people to want to eat it.
Oh, shit. It's me, Ryan.T here, and welcome to Halloween Horror Theater. Alright guys, the first movie we're going to review is the asshole of a remake, Cabin Fever 2016.
Really, please.
Before I get into this review, guys, I just want to say how fucking weird and jarring of an experience it was to watch a movie that was basically a shot-for-shot remake of its predecessor. I hadn't done that since I watched that remake of Psycho. I don't even want to think about that. Anyways, guys, this is how bad that this movie is mirroring its predecessor. Take a look at this. Yeah, the top one is the original Cabin Fever, and the bottom one is the newer Cabin Fever. Check it out again. These are almost identical scenes. I don't know why they decided to do this. I don't even know why they let Eli Roth even attempt to do this. The first Cabin Fever wasn't even that good. And I say first Cabin Fever because there is a series of fucking Cabin Fever movies. Look at all the fucking sequels they made of Cabin Fever. Were you aware that they had that many sequels of Cabin Fever? I fucking wasn't until I went to go search on the internet Cabin Fever and I saw all these other movies pop out and I was like, what the fuck? They tried to make this into a fucking like franchise? Mind you, a franchise that never caught on because how many Cabin Fevers do we watch in the movie theater? 2! The original one and this shitty ass remake. And I think that was enough. I think that's enough Cabin Fevers for the rest of fucking eternity. And the reason I say that is because this remake is, I mean, they got the remake part right. Here's the definition for remake. They did that. They remade the movie. They literally redid everything that they did in the original Cabin Fever movie. With aside from, like, I guess better special effects, I guess, is the only thing. This movie is the equivalent of, like, living the same day of your life every single day. And I just couldn't fucking bear it. I was sitting there watching the movie and I couldn't help but feel that I was in a fucking rerun. Again, look. Those are two totally different movies. Two totally different movies. I don't really have to tell you the plot of Cabin Fever because you've seen it already. You've seen it so many times that they made 2 movies of the same of it. This movie, guys, it really drove me bonkers that I was watching the same fucking thing as the original movie. I mean, remakes are supposed to be like cover songs in the sense that the artist, or the director in this case, makes the film its own. It kind of just borrows that premise of the movie and kind of makes it its own. This film didn't want to do that. The director of this movie would basically, I guess, just sat down with Eli Roth and was like, hey, so, you know, like, the Cabin Fever remake, do you want to just, like, literally do a remake, you know, scene for scene remake of the other movie? And Eli Roth was just like, yeah, well, let's do that. I'll just slap presented by Eli Roth on it and people will eat it up. Well, luckily, people didn't eat this shit sandwich. This movie is currently sitting at a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's right, 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it deserves every fucking percent of that. Well, guys, that's all I can really say about this movie. I'm going to try to keep these reviews short because I'm going to make so many of them. My goal is to make about 31 reviews. So that way there's a review, have a review for every single day of October because I love Halloween, I love horror movies, and that's just what the Halloween Horror Theater is about, guys. And I hope you enjoy these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.